So here we can see the structure of the heart and its main blood vessels. The outer wall of the heart is called the myocardium. These blood vessels that we can see surrounding the surface of the heart are the coronary arteries and the coronary veins, which are supplying the heart with its own blood supply. The other blood vessels then are the superior vena cava, which is coming from the upper part of the body, the inferior vena cava, which is coming from the lower part of the body, the pulmonary artery, which is leaving the heart going to the lungs, the pulmonary veins, which are coming back from the lungs and entering into the heart from the right and left side. And finally then the aorta, which is leaving the heart, bringing blood to the rest of the body. If we take a look inside the heart, we will see that it is a hollow chamber. Down the centre of the heart is a thick wall called the septum, and this divides the heart into right and left sides. It's worth noting that the right side of the heart is your left as you look at it, and the left side of the heart is your right as you are looking at it. The heart is made up of 4 hollow chambers. At the top is the right atrium. On the left side is the left atrium. These 2 chambers receive blood into the heart. Beneath the atrium then are the ventricles. So this is the right ventricle and the left ventricle. These 2 chambers pump blood out of the heart. Controlling the flow of blood as it flows through the heart are a series of valves. Between the right atrium and the right ventricle is the tricuspid valve. This controls the flow of blood as it goes from the right atrium into the right ventricle. It opens to allow the blood to flow through and then closes to prevent backflow. On the left side of the heart is the mitral valve, also called the bicuspid valve. At the base of the pulmonary artery is the pulmonary valve. This controls the flow of blood as blood leaves the right ventricle to go to the lungs. And at the base of the aorta is the aortic valve, and this controls the flow of blood as it leaves the left ventricle to be pumped around the body via the aorta. So to summarize, the 4 chambers are the right atrium, the left atrium, the right ventricle, the left ventricle. The blood vessels are the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, the pulmonary artery, the pulmonary veins, which return from the lungs, and the aorta, which leaves the left ventricle to bring blood around the body. The 4 valves then are the tricuspid valve, which is between the right atrium and the right ventricle, the bicuspid or mitral valve, which is between the left atrium and the left ventricle, the pulmonary valve, which is between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery, and the aortic valve, which is between the left ventricle and the aorta. Dividing the heart into right and left sides is the septum, and this prevents blood on the left from mixing with blood on the right.